Yo, what it do? What it do? Yellow Way has plans for himself.
Yo, what it do? What it do? It's your boy Yellow the Poet. So check it. Today, I'm going to talk about three things that you should never say to your woman. Never. And once I get into these things, I hope that you're listening, paying attention, and actually focused on the topic so that you can have a stronger and far better relationship. Communication, patience, and reassurance are key things in a relationship. That's why it's important for me to express, not to say these three things. And I'll also give you tips on what you can say versus saying these three things. All right, let's get to it. So, one, I don't really care about us. Saying something like that means that you're dismissing her feelings. You're basically make her feel like she's intrusive to your life and that she's not really worth the investment and the commitment that you put into the relationship. Not cool. That's not something that you should do. Instead, instead of dismissing it, basically what you really want to do is just say, I've been a bit overwhelmed and I care about our relationship, so I would rather work through this. That right there makes her feel inclusive in your life, in your heart, and lets her know that you do want this relationship and you want it so much that you're willing to work on it and willing to put all else aside and say, hey, look, I'm going to make this work one way or the other, and we'll see where it goes from there. Pretty much. But at least you've given her some reassurance and she's not feeling like you don't care and you're just totally dismissing her out of your life. Which brings me to number two. All right. So number two, you're just like every other woman. Come on, fellas. Real talk. You would hate it if she say you're just like every other man. So why would you say you're just like every other woman? That kind of hits differently. It makes it feel like um, every other male that has been in your life, they are doing things that you don't approve of or that are not good. And now you're putting me in the same category, someone who vows to be different than everybody else that's been in your life. Gentlemen, got to get it together. So pretty much the comparison, it actually diminishes her individuality as well as it can make her feel unvalued or misunderstood. So you actually don't want to make her feel that way. You don't want to make her feel like she's no good to you. She's of no value to you. And especially when you got a relationship that you've been in for a while. Come on. This is not the way to do it. It's not the way to do it. So the better way to approach and handle this situation is to show her that you do trust her and you are ready to reassure that this relationship is going to go further. So you would definitely want to celebrate her unique qualities and you want to definitely acknowledge what makes her special to you. And make sure that you're being very specific as well as genuine. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'll say it like this. Here's an example. If your woman does something that no other woman has ever done. Like take, for example, something simple, something minute. Um, when you get up out of the bed, she goes and makes up the bed and she fluffs your pillow. Give her some feedback about that, some positive, genuine, honest feedback about that. Let her know, hey, I really appreciate you. When I get up, you're making sure the bed is made up, looking nice and neat. And I want to make sure and thank you for always fluffing my pillow. It makes me feel good when I lay down at night that my pillow is always nice and comfortable and it's just the way that I like it. Thank you. I mean, come on. Even if you're not saying thank you, say I love the fact that you do this and that makes me feel really good. And I'm always going to be appreciative of you, irregardless. I mean, something to make her feel good and appreciated. You know your woman, you know who she is, you know how she is, you know the things that she likes and dislikes, I hope, because that's another story. But, you know, it's always important to know a person's likes and dislikes. You know, that's important too. All right. So while we're talking about being genuine, that involves feelings. So that also brings me to topic number three. All right. So number three, you definitely don't want to say this one. This is a real knock me down. Let's go ahead and break up because pretty much you're not worthy of anything that I have to say, trust, or anything else. Number three is I don't want to talk about my feelings. Fellas, I know that a lot of times we like to bottle everything up, you know, as far as how we feel and don't want to express ourselves to our women. But excuse me, how do you want her to express herself to you, but you can't express yourself to her? That's it's out of whack. It's not fair. And in all fairness, it's upsetting because there's no real like closure or emotional openness, or you're pretty much just taking away all the crucial things of intimacy that belong in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So when a partner refuses to share their feelings, it puts a damper on the relationship and it definitely could lead to misunderstanding, distance, frustration, and sometimes it can also lead to a breakup. And if that's not what you're really looking for, then please include her in your feelings. You never know what advice she can really offer you to help you to get through a situation. You never know if she's really by your side or not if you don't express yourself. You don't know these things. But I'm not saying to express yourself so much that you're feeling embarrassed or you're feeling like uh you're giving away too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying express yourself in that way, but at least help her to understand that she's not the problem or the issue. And even if she is the problem or the issue, let's talk it out. Let's see what we can do to reconcile in this relationship. And sometimes just step away because that may be the best tool that you have. Step away for a moment, regroup, and then come back and talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about because it's obviously very important, or else you wouldn't be saying these gut punching things to her in the first place, which another video that I talked about before this one, gut punching is one of the things that we don't do in a relationship. It's not something that you can always come back from. There's a lot of um, very uncomfortable things that I said when you're doing stuff like that, and it's just not worth it. It's best to just leave it out. Let's talk like adults. Let's, you know, regroup and let's do the responsible thing. If it is a breakup, let's talk about it. Let's bring some closure and let's understand why this is a breakup because you never know. It may be a mutual understanding. It may be both of you need to know that you know this right here is not right, that's not right, it's hard for me to deal with this, hard for me to deal with that, and maybe it's best that we just part ways. If it's equal, an equal agreement, it makes it a whole lot easier. If a person has closure in the relationship, that makes it a whole lot easier. Um, it may not be something that the person wants, but it does make it easier to deal with. A healthy approach to that, I do not want to talk about my feelings, would be to encourage communication by creating a safe space. And this goes back to what I said about like not divulging too much information, but at the same time, giving enough so the person can actually have an understanding of you and feel inclusive in your life. You might say something like, I understand this is difficult, but I really want to be honest and open because I care about you and our relationship. So if you're saying something like that, at least you're giving a woman a shot at understanding you, especially if she's someone who really cares about you deeply. You're giving her an opportunity to be inclusive in your life. And she could possibly, like I said at first, offer you some really, really good advice. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and definitely hit that notification bell because there is more to come from your favorite relationship coach, Yellow the Poet. Check me out, you all. Let's make this happen and let's build strong relationships. I do have more coming about parenting, parents, and children because those are relationships too. Friends, friendship. I have several different videos coming. Stay tuned. Hit that notification bell so you can be the first to know. Peace and blessings, everybody. Your boy YTP.
Himself, and that could include you. Let's set up a time to talk. Don't worry about where it's a Zoom podcast. We can talk, laugh, joke, and have fun all you want. I'm here to make your heart last. Now that you